delusional that you don't really believe any of this, do you?
What? Like he thought there was Cavendish
Oh,
before he met me. Yeah, he thought there
Bow
was
Deal
Cavendish
knows.
in a vacuum
Bow
before.
Deal knows as well as I do, and everybody else does, how many times it's been done in a vacuum, and it's been done hundreds of times in a vacuum. He knows that. We all know that.
Yes, but before I came into
We're just
Bio's
having fun
life,
playing with you.
he thought it had been seen by somebody before.
Well, it has been.
Well,
The people that ran all these tests hundreds of times. There's literally probably thousands of people that have seen it, actually been there when it was going on.
That's what he thought. That's what Bio thought, until I advised him.
That's what's factual.
I gave him information.
Until you advised him of bullshit.
Nobody ever would have thought that you actually have to have a fucking YouTube video of it, Kimo. But since you're such a child, we'll make a YouTube video for you.
No, they could have had it on their own website.
What website?
Their own science website.
Where do you have video of the laws of thermodynamics? Where do you have those on video to make them scientific?
Wow,
where do you have videos of an atmosphere escaping into vacuum?
Have you never seen a cup of tea on video go cold and then evaporate out of the cup?
Have I seen heat? No, you can't see heat.
No, yeah.
You can't see heat.
You've never seen water evaporate out of a cup?
No, I've never seen heat.
So you
can't see heat. So there's no video of heat.
How do you know that it's not just magnets doing that?
Did you test it?
Yeah, Kimo, you have no variables.
Okay, do you have a video where they see? Do you have a video where they have tea evaporating, but first they test if magnets affect it or not? Can you please find that video?
I don't have that video.
There isn't? Okay, then your argument is void.
Then what? What does it mean?
Then your argument's void.
Why?
Because you didn't test magnets on it, so you didn't eliminate all the variables.
Where are the requirements that the scientific method states it must be on a video?
You're the one that's making those requirements.
Yeah, but you're saying it must be on a video. Where are those requirements in the method?
I'm not talking about their requirement. I'm talking about your requirements.
All I'm saying is that Cavendish has never been seen before by human eyes.
Of course it has.
And all I'm saying is, Bio will be the first...
How do you think they took the data?
What?
How the hell do you think they took the fucking data?
Data. They made it's just a calculation.
Not a calculation. It's recorded data.
It's mathematics.
It's not mathematics, Kimo. It's data.
So let me give you an example.
Are you saying that I don't take data?
I wasn't talking to you yesterday.
You don't.
Someone about the speed of the Earth. Might have been Emerald. But yeah, I think it was Emerald. So in order to know how fast the Earth is turning at the equator, you've got to know the size of the Earth.
God, here we go.
Yeah, I'm just reminding we won't get into it. I'm just saying that it's all calculated. So he calculated the size of the Earth and said, okay, if the Earth is this big, then it spins that fast. Now you're doing the same, or your papers are doing the same. If gravity is a force and it moves at 9.8 meters per second, and the Earth
does Australia exist? Does Australia exist? Is it fake or is it real?
Australia is a real place.
Okay, thank you very much. Is North America real?
North America is a real place.
Congratulations, you just encountered globe Earth.
Why? What makes you say that?
What makes me say that? Because if there's a northern hemisphere and a southern hemisphere, what does that equal?
You didn't say that. You said, "Does Australia exist?"
No, you just admitted that Earth is a globe.
You didn't say anything about the South. You said, "Does Australia exist?"
Globe Earth. No.
No,
you admitted that you just subconsciously admitted that Earth is a globe. Congratulations.
No, you didn't say anything about the South. You said Australia.
Sigma Octantis and Polaris.
That was a bit sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
You tried to get me to say Australia as in the South and North America as in the North, but you didn't say that. You didn't say South Australia and North America. You just said Australia and North America.
I rest my case.
Exactly. So Australia is in the south, but that's near the edge. Edge of the earth is the south. Goes all the way around the earth.
You admitted that there is a northern and a southern hemisphere.
No, I didn't
Welcome to
say
Globe Earth.
southern hemisphere. In head
Sigma
south.
Octanus and Polaris.
No one's ever seen or measured these stars. This is just your model.
Yes, they most certainly have.
Go on then, show me who.
No one's looked at the stars, Kimo.
So no one's
You
seen
are
these
absolutely
stars.
unfamiliar with astronomy, aren't
Know
you?
the person
Admit it,
seeing the
Kimo.
stars.
You
So they
know
go,
nothing
"Look, I'm
about
looking
astronomy.
All right, fine. So show a person pointing, saying, "Look, I am seeing the Northern Star or Cygnus Octantis." Can't do that because it's a made-up situation. Or the model.
It's a story.
Just a
Okay,
story,
so
yeah.
it's just a story.
Exactly. So if it's just a story about the ball, the truth is that the Earth is then flat and
Oh
stationary.
my god! So how is there a fee that you have to pay to live in this fantasy world, or what?
No, well, they pay the rocket scientists and the scientists to keep quiet, but it's not like a contract where they say, we want you to keep quiet. They are blinded by the money, and then they don't ask any
Blinded
questions.
Blinded by science, like the song.
No, blinded by the money.
Yeah,
But when
they
they-
take
Where
the
does the
money
money
and
come
cover
from?
your eyes with it.
What?
Where does the money come from?
Us. We pay taxes and stuff. Like, whether it be for the European space, or American
Do you
or
really
Russian.
think that would work, and that these people that are paid wouldn't turn around and
So
go,
fun.
unless
Like,
you
I'm
pay me
thinking-
more, I'm going to spill the beans.
I'm thinking we had a British astronaut, but did we pay for his trip? What did we have to do?
I'm sorry, I
Get
forgot
him
I
to
asked you a
space.
question. You don't answer them.
I can't hear you, Andy.
Yeah.
You're very quiet.
Logical questions have to be answered with dumb questions, just so you know.
What was the question?
So if these astronauts or scientist guys are getting paid off,
Mm-hmm.
what is to stop them from saying, pay me more or I will spill the beans?
Because it's not like that. It's not an envelope that says, here's some money under the table. They just get
So
paid
how
a
are they
handsome...
getting...
What?
No, that wouldn't work. Most people wouldn't be like that, Kimo. They would actually turn around and go, give me more or I'm going to spill the beans.
So good example. Rocket scientist. Do you think he could go to his boss and say, give me more money or I'm going to tell the world that this is all a lie? They're going to take Rocket out. You won't see Rocket again. You want people to be sacrificed,
no,
Andrea.
forget it. I forgot who I'm talking to. Just forget it.
But you got to think about it, Andrea. You can't just come out like, "Oh yeah, everyone, the Earth is not a ball. NASA lied to." What do you think is going to happen? They've wiped out entire countries to keep this secret going. What do you think they're going to
What
do?
will happen is everyone will ridicule you for thinking that.
Right. So if this one guy comes out and says, "Oh yeah, the Earth's a ball," no one's going to believe that unless it's on the news. On television. You can't just have one guy.
Oh.
You would have to come on the news and say, yeah, I mean, space is...
But it can happen, but I thought they would be taken out.
They have been taken out. So those 3 astronauts were about to reveal that the moon landing is a hoax, and they were burnt alive inside a capsule. They couldn't get out. And they recorded... They recorded the astronauts screaming, saying, "Help! Help! We need to get out."
That's disgusting, Kimo.
Well,
Show
that's
some
as
respect,
valid.
will you?
Kimo, that's as valid as me saying that Flat Earth is just an icon hoax to sell P900s and P1000s. Prove me
You know
wrong.
those three guys that were praying in front of that triangle? Everyone knows that picture, yeah?
Kimo,
What?
you made a claim about the ice wall.
The ice wall?
How
What
do you know
about the
that?
ice wall?
Yeah, you said that there's an ice wall around the Earth. How do you know that?
Because NASA hide it.
So
you know
something
it
that
because they
can't be
hide it?
seen means that it exists. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, NASA cut
How
the
does
cameras
how does
every time
NASA
they
hide
reach
the
the
ice
ice
wall?
wall.
NASA hides
How does
unicorns.
NASA
So do
hide the
unicorns exist?
See, now you're just being silly. We know the water has to stay
Yeah,
on
you
the
are
Earth
being silly.
somehow, right?
Yeah, gravity. But you said
We
that there
don't
is an
have
ice wall.
gravity until BioJules shows up with his experiment.
We can still have gravity. Then it's just confirming it.
No,
But
After
we're all
Bio,
floating
all of this will be
around.
explained.
Until he does
No,
Cavendish,
Kimo.
we're all floating around. That's how it works.
Yeah, Kimo, electricity
Yeah, that's
existed
right.
before someone knew it, and magnetism. So showing it doesn't mean it actually starts to exist.
No,
But
because
you said that there's an ice wall. Have you seen the ice wall to know that it exists?
no, NASA keep on hiding it. I say.
Just so you haven't seen it.
How do they do
you
that?
don't see something that makes it real.
Well, how do the
How do
water
they
stay
do
on the
that?
Earth?
How do they hide it?
Water. How does it stay on the Earth?
How
What do you
does
mean? How does it stay on the Earth?
Yeah.
gravity?
It has weight. It has weight.
Where does
No,
the weight
no,
come
Everything
from?
else.
No, you're missing the point. It stays on Earth by your imagination
Ugh.
because it doesn't exist in the first place.
Yeah.
Spiraling glober. Can't
Kimo,
handle
you
it,
have
can
no
you?
evidence for the you have no evidence for the ice wall. So
You seem to be spiraling, Kimo. You
Well,
getting a little
he's saying
scared
silly
now? Getting a little
things.
hot? Huh? Turned up a little bit there, Kimo?
Oh, it's too hot for me. I can't handle it. Goodness me. Whatever will I do?
Not sure.
Water.
I've got to have some more discussions with the manufacturer of that device, but I think they can pretty much ship those things off the shelf. So might have a vacuum experiment here in a week or two.
Blue, it's too late because Bio is already doing it as we speak. I knew you were jealous of
You mean
this.
two people can't do it?
Jealousy won't
telling
get
me
you
two
anywhere.
people
You
can't
need
do
to remove that demon, the jealousy demon.
Yeah, no, I think I will.
Yeah, remove
Cavendish
that.
can only exist in one place at one time. That's why.
I
You're not allowed to
said
do
to
it.
you, Blue, before you do it, are you going to follow this order? You said, no, I'm not doing it for flat earthers, I'm doing it for myself. And now all of a sudden,
That's right.
you want to do it the right way. Right way.
No, I'm not doing it the right way, Kimo. I'm just doing it to piss you off.
Well, like I said, once he's done it already, it doesn't matter who does it afterwards, because we would have seen the mass attracting mass, we would have known the cause of the effect.
That's right. Well, it doesn't matter now because it's already been done hundreds of times.
Where? Who? What? Where? Let's have a look.
Well, the National Bureau of Standards did it in 1930 and again in 1942, and they've done it a number of times since then. I can come up with a lot.
And there are colleges all around the continental. For example,
All right, link me the pathway video.
Same experiments that are set up all around the continent of the United States at universities that display the Cavendish.
Link me the pathway video.
Were you born yesterday, perhaps?
Blue.
What?
Show me the pathway video of this Cavendish.
The Cavendish experiment has been the Cavendish experiment is set up at colleges all around the continent of the United States. Are you just that simple?
There's only one way to find out, Renee. That is obviously to provide and produce the relevant evidence of your claim. You are the claimant.
No, it's based in fact.
Can't just
there are Cavendish experiments set up at universities around the United States that you can go there and you can visualize it. You can see it for your own self and take the data and oh my God.
Renee, this is what BioJules thought. He said, oh, I can go to a college or university and I can show you Cavendish in a vacuum. And I was like, dude, what do you want about? He's like, right, I'll be right back. I'm off.
Okay.
Go to a college, university, speak to a professor, and I'm gonna make you eat. Like he said he's gonna make me eat my words stuff. So I said, okay, fine, go ahead, do what you gotta do. He came back, he returned, and upon his return, he said, oh, well, I couldn't find one. I can't find a professor who will show. I was like, see, I told you. You know, going on a bit like that. He was like, right, I'm going to buy one. I'm going to do it myself. And I was like, ooh. So we're just waiting now for the results of Cavendish, so we can get back to the real world, as you guys put it. The real world. All of this welcome back ranty is quite welcome. You guys are quite welcoming, actually.
And as soon as we show Cavendish in a vacuum, you have agreed to become a Glober.
Yes, that's what I just said. You guys welcome back Flat Earthers with open arms. I saw all the love Ranty was getting yesterday.
To me, I think that's $1,000 well spent. So
they were like, welcome back Ranty, and everyone was really happy. So
okay, good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if we can get the science now
I'll
on the
fix
table,
you up, Kimo.
get the science.
Fix you up.
Get the science on the. Then that's
you
another
get
step.
some science for.
We're starting to build a body of evidence, a real body of evidence. Right now, we have what appears to be drop, but can't explain how the water would drop around curvature like that. So
We know how, though.
How?
Well, we've explained it to you.
How?
It has weight.
Sorry?
It has weight.
Where does the weight come from?
I don't know. It has weight.
How do you know it's got
need
weight?
to know where it comes from.
How do you know it's got weight?
Because it's an observation. You can measure it.
Well, how do you know it's not floating?
Because it has weight. It's not floating.
So how heavy are the clouds?
I haven't measured the clouds because those are not liquid water.
Yeah, so that's what I'm asking you. How do you know it's not?
Why are you caring about looking to the sky when we're talking about
it has weight.
from the
How do you know it has weight? How do you know it's not just floating?
Because I can scale the weight. There's a force.
Oh, there's a force. What force? Finally, goodness.
I don't know.
So long to get around to that point.
It's a force because
you like to dance
because force
around.
is mass time acceleration.
The banging. Oh yeah, there's a force. That's what we're looking for. The force. Yeah.
Yeah, and the force is there because it has weight.
No, there is no force unless you have an experiment. And that experiment.
But there is a force. There is a force.
What force?
Gravity.
Force
you
is
have
mass times acceleration, and if I take water high and I drop it, there's mass and acceleration. So by definition, there's a force.
Not by definition. Do you have an experiment to show your hypothesis?
By definition.
Do you have an experiment to go your hypothesis?
Yeah.
What is it?
I take water up and I pour it down. It accelerates down.
So you're the cause.
No, I'm not the cause.
How did it go down then?
I take an angle.
Would it have gone down if you didn't touch it?
Yeah.
You
you can see a water, like a waterfall.
And what's the water?
In a waterfall,
the water's finding its level, sea level, yeah? It's above sea level.
Sea level? What about sea level? I thought you were talking about weight and not sea level.
Right, so we're talking about the water. You're saying we don't know if it's floating or if it's weight. You said there's a force.
Oh, no, I didn't say that. I said that we know that it's not floating because it goes down.
Because there's a force, you said.
Yeah, because by definition, mass times acceleration is a force.
So what is the experiment then to test this force?
Test what?
The force that you're introducing.
I don't introduce a force. The force is there.
How do you know?
Because there's mass and there's acceleration.
Where does the acceleration and the mass come from?
I don't really give a fuck.
You just told me the force.
There is mass and acceleration.
You just said the force. Now you say you don't care.
No. Kimo, let's just take an anvil, put it above your head, and since there isn't a force, you should survive.
Yeah, if I'm in Mercury, it's no problem.
So we can put you in Mercury. Let's put you in Mercury.
Yeah, we can put you in Mercury, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. And
we can also put you on Mercury if that's good.
On Mercury, I won't go down.
So we can put you on Mercury and then drop an anvil on your head, and you would be fine.
Yeah, because I'll be floating.
Okay, and the anvil's gonna hit your head at 9.8 meters per second squared.
Well,
Because when
how
you're
high are you gonna
floating,
drop it
apparently
from?
you're invincible.
How high are you gonna drop it from?
It doesn't matter. You said that there's no force, so there's no acceleration and nothing. So
No, there is no
we
force.
can
There is
drop,
no acceleration.
we can
There's
drop
only
it from a
disequilibrium.
meter up. You don't have to drop it from really far up.
Yeah, but what if that kills me?
10 meters.
We can. Well, that's the point. That's what we want to happen because that proves there's a force.
Yeah, but then how will I know if I'm dead?
No, you said that there is no force.
There is no force. No, we haven't tested for it.
Okay, so you can't die.
No, but obviously if the anvil is in disequilibrium,
Disequilibrium.
yes.
What is it?
When objects are out of equilibrium.
Equilibrium of what?
Equilibrium means no forces are acting on it.
Okay, and when is an object in equilibrium?
When it finds its relative density.
That's false. But what is density?
No response.
Yeah, Kimo, I can take a cup of water, cup of salt water, and weigh it. Then I can take an egg and weigh it, and then I can drop that egg into the glass of salt water, and you can weigh the whole system, and you have the weight of the salt water, the glass, and the egg, so it still has a force acting on it. So you're wrong. But what is density? Tell me what density is. Because I think that's your independent variable. Want to make tea again? Yeah, sure. Yeah, make some tea. We know that. Yeah, there's still a force acting on the egg, even though it's floating, because you can scale or measure the weight of the whole system, and it still has the weight of the egg too.
He like from his own argument just now, he is conceding that there is a force acting on things. Because the thing is, he said until something has met its relative density, there would be a force acting on it. That's what he said.
Yep. And we can still measure the force.
And what was the response? Silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and tea time.
Tea time. Like I haven't been around Flat Earth for a while now, and so I went to the 24/7 thingy, Flat Earth shit. And do you guys know what their argument is for the Black Swan now, or like their response to criticism about it? It's apparently that looming, or explanation of it, doesn't make things look like it's further away. It makes the sky come closer and make the horizon come closer. So looming cannot be our answer to it.
Okay, so who wants to outsmart a flat earther today?
Yeah, I asked you a question and you said that you're going to come back soon. So, what is density?
What is density? When molecules are tightly compact. So the more tightly molecules are compacted, then the more density.
Oh, so molecules per volume is your independent variable.
No.
So it's not
just
the problem.
Molecules are just
Kimo.
And that we go with.
But Kimo, if we take
our best answer.
If we take gold molecules, as you call them, and then tight them as tightly packed as silver molecules, the same amount of molecules, then will they have the same density?
No, they're different properties. Right?
But what property is different about them?
I'm gonna have to look at the chart.
Okay.
Alchemy. know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Value.
yeah, I
Jesus
wanna.
is going to
So
alchemy now.
I wanna know what property of silver and gold make them not have the same density if it's the same amount of them in the same volume. What property of matter?
It's because some materials can bond closer together than others.
No. I'm talking about you get two that are as many molecules of silver and as many gold molecules, and then you pack
I
them
know what you're saying,
the
but I'm
same
talking
amount.
about so the molecules themselves has to press together. So there might be a space for those molecules, right? Now,
No, I'm saying that even if we made a perfect ball of gold and silver that have the exact same amount
if it was
of gold
perfect, in
molecules
the
and
perfect
silver
world,
molecules.
yeah, everything would be the same.
So you're saying that if you have the same amount of gold atoms, because that's gold atoms, in a ball that's 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, or like 1 centimeter radius, let's say, and then you have the same amount of silver atoms in the same amount in the same size ball, are you saying that those two balls would be identical? They'd have the same density?
In the perfect world.
Okay, so you're saying, so what if you have a single atom of gold and a single atom of silver? Will they have the exact same density?
Atom. Not familiar with atoms. What's an atom?
What is a molecule? Because that's the word you used.
I just told you it's something made up to describe really small objects. Nobody's ever
Okay,
seen a molecule.
and okay,
Kimo,
well
your
then
independent
use the
variable
same
is something
definition
we
for
have made
atom
up.
if you want.
So we're just
Yeah,
using made up.
his definition for density is something we made up per volume.
We're in the perfect world, though.
No, we're in your perfect world that you require to understand things.
Oh, my perfect world. Like, oh, no, that's not. But what it is about, though, is about the science that is not there. Model. Some of us would like to know
What
why.
science isn't
Why is
there?
that?
We understand relative density really well.
How?
You don't, but we do.
How do you do?
What?
How do you understand? Everyone don't. What are you
Because
doing
you can't
different?
even
You say that it's a cause for something, but it isn't. It's just a scalar. Density is mass per volume.
The reason is because we can define specific words like atoms, and we know that atoms have different amount of protons and neutrons, and they have a weight. And we know that if we have a specific element like gold, it has a specific amount of neutrons and protons, and therefore it will have a specific weight.
But you're going
And
off into
the same will be for silver.
going off into the pseudo world.
Oh, but why is it pseudo when it actually works to describe the real world?
So you're describing a pseudo world. Deal with the really is level.
Kimo, what is your really is molecule?
A molecule is what we use to describe really small objects.
So is a piece of sand a molecule?
Have a molecule of sand.
A molecule of sand.
Kimo, your independent variable is molecules per volume. So you have to define your variables. So what is a molecule?
A molecule is a group of matter bonded together.
A molecule is a group of matter.
Group of matter. Fascinating.
That's scientific.
Yeah,
really
well,
nice.
look, it's all to do with the chemical compound that can take place part of a chemical reaction.
What's matter, Kimo? What's matter?
Matter.
Yeah.
Having an entire lesson.
Well, no, because you're saying that molecules are made of matter. So then you need to describe molecules
let me
in
explain
way of
to you
matter.
then.
So what's
Okay,
matter?
don't worry. We have the facts, the figures. The numbers we have. So matter is, how can I say, physical substance in general, as distinct from mind and spirit. Okay, so it occupies space. Okay, and yeah, so it's distinct from energy. Huh?
No, no one does.
No.
You guys don't know physics like the flat earthers?
Wait, Kim.
I
Kimo,
think, yeah.
Kimo,
Tell us more about gold
Kimo.
molecules.
Kimo. So when you shine a light on something, what's light then? Because that's not mind or spirit, and it exists because you can interact with it. So then, what's that? Is that also matter then? Because that's included in your description.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
you're saying light is matter?
No. Light is just a natural agent that stimulates our sight and makes things visible. Do you not know that?
What? But then that's outside of spirit and mind and space. So there's more things that you didn't even account for.
What else would you like?
Are you sure that there aren't another one?
Well, look, there are two meanings of light, of course. So we know that light is a source of illumination, whether it's a natural one like the sun or an artificial one like your lamp. Like light itself, the word can take a lot of different forms. So what kind of light are you referring to?
What's the sun?
Well, we refer
You
to
don't know what the sun is.
refer
You
to
don't
the-
know what the sun is, remember?
refer to the sun as light. Let there be light.
How vague.
Just a light.
Anyway, back to the gold.
Just a
Back to the
light.
molecules.
Let there be light. 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 Light.
Light.
Light
Oh,
is
so
just a
light.
light.
Okay,
That's what we're
yes.
told. Just a simple light
think
in the
it's-
sky.
Kimo says that we have empty space between molecules, so you have vacuum next to pressure. I like that. Yep.
I need to hear more about the gold molecules, though, when you've got a moment, Kimo. The gold and silver molecules? Fascinating.
That was I can't remember who was making.
Yeah, because if it's relative density, then any amount of gold molecules and the same amount of silver molecules would have the same weight. But it doesn't.
Well, that's what he's claiming.
Weight.
And that's
What
evident.
is weight?
Weight is what we can measure. Say force.
Force. There you go. So back to Squiggity 1. Where is the experiment to prove said force?
In the
You
light.
can measure the force.
You can
No,
measure the
Kimo, don't go
force.
towards
But
the
again,
light.
You're
Same.
presupposing there is a force.
Oh, I'm not, because it's there.
You're saying it's a necessary antecedent.
Yeah, for a weight there has to be a force.
You're saying you can't have one without the other.
No, it's a necessary antifreeze.
Yeah.
Well, relative density is not a force, but it causes acceleration.
It doesn't cause acceleration. That's already been debunked.
Because when Anthony poured salt into the water, it caused an acceleration.
The egg moved up, and the weight of the glass, the water, and the egg went up. So
he
there's still
he
the
didn't
force.
use a force to move the egg.
He actually did, because the weight of the whole system went up.
He actually didn't. He added salt.
He actually did.
Well, salt is a force
Yeah.
now.
Did that
Salt
debunk,
has mass.
did that debunk
weight.
Einstein?
Is salt a force?
Kimo, he added force to the salt, otherwise he wouldn't have moved into the glass.
How did he
So
add
that's where the
force
force
to the
came
salt?
from. There you go.
Kimo, isn't Anthony the force when he added the salt?
Yeah.
He's the cause for the acceleration, like you said that I'm the cause when I take water up and pour it down.
He's the cause
So Anthony
of the salt.
is the cause for objects going up, like helium balloons and airplanes.
Yeah.
He's
That's
the
Anthony.
cause of the salt going into the.
I mean,
helium.
he might be older than me, so I can't really, yet when he's alive, refute that. But when he dies, when he dies and things just start to levitate, then yeah, maybe that's the cause.
Yeah. After he dies, there'll be no gravity.
Look, guys, got explosive information today. Learning.
Oh.
Wait. Before we get off, can you tell me more about the gold molecules, please?
What's a molecule?
No. What's the gold
You
molecule?
involved molecule, Kimo, not us. You said.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just asked me what
You
it
said-
is.
Yeah,
No.
you said
Tell me
density-
more about the
density is-
silver and gold molecules.
Gold molecules.
Silver and gold. Yeah, like you said before.
What did you hear before?
You said molecules like
Molecules,
gold and
Kimo.
silver.
Said molecules what?
You said molecules like gold and silver.
Yeah, what about them?
What are those?
What are what? Molecules about gold and silver.
What are molecules, for starters?
A molecule is the smallest particle in the chemical element. I've told you this already. It's a compound that has the chemical property of that element or compound.
Oh, a description is a molecule.
Very vague.
Yeah.
Can
And that's your
you have
independent
more
variable.
specificity,
Molecules
please?
are held together by chemical bonds. See? Not know that.
Right, so tell me more about the gold molecules.
What about them?
What is it about a molecule that makes it a gold molecule or a silver molecule?
Well, what makes
The
any
difference
molecule a
between those two.
molecule? A small particle in a chemical element.
What
Yeah,
particle?
but if
What
you have
particle?
if you have this molecule that's a bunch of particles, and you have this other molecule, then how can you distinguish them between silver and gold?
That's why you would
What's so
do
specific
you-
about them to
you
call
do a
them gold and
chemistry
silver?
test.
So that's the only difference is chemistry.
A chemistry compound, yeah.
It's the chemical compound of gold. What's the compound of a gold molecule?
I mean, look, we understand pretty much everything about molecules. I mean, they exist when only two or more.
Kimo, stop redirecting. He asked you a question.
What was the question?
You said that the gold chemical, no, the molecule is because of its chemical compound. So what is its chemical compound?
Oh, I don't know. I have to look at the chart. Who knows that?
What
I'm
chart?
not a chemist. I'm a scientist who
What
deals
chart?
with physics.
No, you're not a scientist because you can't even tell me what your
Wait till
independent variable
Adam
is.
comes. He's a chemist. He can explain all the chemical compounds.
And what will he tell us about pure gold?
Whatever he tells you. I'm not a mind reader. I'm a scientist who deals with
So-
physics.
So you don't have any idea about your independent variable, which is density. That's good.
With gold, we're talking about gold.
Gold
Yeah, you
molecule.
don't. You said that it's molecules per volume and they're tightly packed, but you have no idea what a molecule is. You're just saying it's a chart.
I've just
So-
explained to you what a molecule.
No, you didn't. You gave, I think, at least two different definitions for it.
A molecule.
You
Yeah.
said chemical. You said chemical compound, and before that, you said it's made out of parts that are in a chart.
Like I said, we just describe these things and name them these things. But
He
again,
also called molecules just a gathering of matter.
just a group of
yeah,
matter bonded together.
What's matter? What's matter then? I mean,
Matter-
how many matters does a
I've just
cold
answered
atom
this.
a molecule have?
Matter is a physical substance distinct from mind and spirit. It occupies space. It possesses real properties. How many times should I tell
Oh,
you this?
matter.
You guys
what
are
properties are that?
absolutely like
Like,
goldfish.
what properties are that it possesses?
What's the sort?
Well, you just said that it possesses real.
Depends on what the object is. Duh.
Okay, so different matter has different.
So look, you're not smarter than the flat earther when it comes to the shape of the earth. We have the
Okay.
facts, the figures, the numbers, and
Except
just
you got that
can't-
all wrong, Kimo.
Well-
Because gold is not a molecule. Sorry to bust your bubble.
No,
Who
he
cares?
doesn't
Who
believe
cares
in
about
atoms.
that? Because I'm not a chemist.
He doesn't believe in atoms.
You're not in anything, Kimo, but it's not about you.
I'm a
I'm just making
physics
it
scientist.
aware to
I deal with
everybody.
the natural and
You're what?
physical world.
Like we all
Kimo and
know that.
scientist should only be in the same sentence when it says cannot understand. Scientist.
Well, like I said, we have the experiments. You have the fantasy. You can't provide evidence of your fantasy. We can provide evidence of reality and show that mass does not attract mass, as it were, and water does not conform around the exterior of an object. So,
I saw your working model of the flat Earth today, Kimo. Oh wait, no, I didn't.
did not see Walter Bislin's model
Don't use our model.
or Google Earth have that as a model.
Wait, you
No,
mean
sorry. I've been interrupting you way too much.
I think
I'm
you
so.
mean
sorry.
models that show it's a globe?
Today's not the day you're going to outsmart the flat Earthers. So,
I'll let Gummy Bear take it back.
let
But
Gummy
yeah,
try.
it's very insulting sometimes when you think you come here to teach everybody and tell us about gold molecules.
Well, who cares about gold molecules? You're all over the place. So if we're not sticking to the
You're
script,
all over the place, mate.
that's
A
because the
molecule is what?
conversation is
2
all
or
over
more
the
atoms.
place.
So here's the thing, Kimo, is that every single one of us can describe gold in the exact same way, with a very nice and rigid definition. Your definition of gold is, it's this. It has chemical properties, and has properties, and it's different than others, and like it's a chemical compound, but you don't know what chemical compound it is. Like that. Like, do you not see how? like how ridiculous you're being, because you can't even describe something as simple
that could be seen as ridiculous.
gold.
Yeah, that could be seen as ridiculous. But because we're all over the place, the whole conversation has gone ridiculous. You see, so if we stick to the most important points, then we can be fruitful.
We can stick to something as simple as, can you explain what gold is?
Gold?
Yeah. Like, you keep saying it's a chemical compound. So chemical compound in what way? What's a compound, by the way? Because a compound. Can you tell me what a compound is?
So we're gonna have a chemistry class today.
No, all I want to know is, what's a compound?
How do you not know what a compound?
No, I want to see if you know it. It's Socratic questioning.
You've just asked me 3 or 4 questions in a row, and now you're going to ask me another question.
The one and only question I want you to answer is, what is a compound?
Is this the final question?
Hold on, he's just Googling it.
Okay.
He's asking you, why are you asking me this while he Googles
it? A compound is a thing that is composed of 2 or more separate elements.
Okay. So you're saying that gold is a compound, therefore gold must be composed of 2 other things. So what are those other things that it's composed of?
So gold is can have electricity run through it, right?
No, that's a property of gold. That's not what the compound that you're saying gold is.
It's another element.
So okay, so you're saying, you're saying electricity is an element, so it's part of the compound?
We don't know what electricity actually is.
Then why are you bringing up electricity when I'm asking you about the compound that creates gold?
Because it consists of 2. Can you have electricity, gold without electricity?
That's not the question. We don't know what electricity is, you said. So can we talk about the chemical compound that makes up gold? Because that means that there's a smaller thing that creates gold. So what's those smaller things that combine to create gold?
Electrons.
Okay, so that's one thing. What's the other thing that would create gold?
I'd have to look in my chemistry books.
Okay, go ahead and look up in your chemistry book and find out what chemical compounds create gold.
But that's in my other villa.
Oh, your other villa. Can you not find it online? I mean, something as simple as gold. I mean, everyone knows about gold. It's got value. We make jewelry from it. Do you not think we could find what chemical compound it's made from? just by some simple googling?
Maybe if we look.
Well, how about you go try?
Not going
And
to
then
prove the shape of the Earth.
But you go try find the chemical compound that creates gold, and we'll wait for you, and you come report back.
Okay, I can do that later for you.
Well, you're
Why not
planting at the
now?
moment, aren't you, Kimo?
We've got
Because
time
right now, Gummy Bear, we are focusing on the most important thing, which is what? The lie of the globe. We've been lied to about the shape of the Earth. The difference? Gold, globe light. Gold, globe light.
Yeah.
What would I say am talking about?
The
Gold,
difference is
globe light.
gold is one thing that's very easy to understand. It's a singular thing. The globe lie, as you pointed, is a matter of many different things, of people lying, of things being fake, of actions being taken, of a whole conspiracy. Let's talk about something so simple as gold. And if you can't talk about something as simple as gold, then why should we matter? Why should we care about talking about this huge conspiracy that's got multiple different aspects to it?
Because gold will give you nothing.
But you know, the thing is, when you get a baby, you don't teach them to run. You teach them to crawl, and then they walk, and then they run. And that's what we're doing here, Kimo. We're trying to teach you to crawl before you try and run, because right now you're stumbling and hitting your face.
But if we go by reality, that's not what happens. We are taught the globe first without giving any measurement. So at 5 years old, we're pushed this lie, and as we grow older, it's done in reverse.
5 years old, I wasn't told about the atomic weight of gold. They obviously hid that and lied to me about it. Oh no.
So, can you teach us how to walk with the globe instead of running? First steps of the globe, like a baby. What are the first steps of the globe? Curvature. Do you have that first step? Have you got a measurement of the first step? Before you introduce the globe and make us run, we need the first step, Gummy Bear. First step, measurement of curvature. Have you done it? Got it? Baby steps, Gummy Bear. Before we go to space and the moon, before we measure the rotation, before we talk about gravity, before we talk about any of those things, pictures, first baby steps would be curvature.
Well, first baby steps would be an observation, surely, Kimo. I mean, that's where we start. We make an observation, and then we can ask why. So taking measurements surely would not be the first step.
We already saw that when we came out of the womb. Now,
so we've got observations
we don't need to be taught that. We can see that, can't we?
Yeah, but we've got observations that the Earth is curved.
Yeah, but we recognise
with some of them.
We recognise
so
Mummy
we don't
and
need
Daddy.
to measure it to show it's curved, Kimo. I'm trying to.
We recognise Mummy and Daddy straight away. So that would be the curve. Now we need to take the first steps and measure.
So you agree there's curve? Cool.
Yeah. So what are the measurements if there's curve?
We don't need to measure it. We just need to show it's either curved or it's not curved. Because if it's not curved, it's flat. If it is curved, it's definitely not flat. And we now all agree that it's definitely not flat. So
yeah, but you're a baby. Your eyes are not so good. So you could be seeing things, which is why we're going to take.
Well,
I'm
not a baby. I'm actually quite old, and my eyes are fully developed.
You're an old baby.
With a fully grounded, education.
Anyway, Gummy.
To back that up. So again, we now all agree that the Earth's not flat, so we can now move forward, can't we?
So Gummy, first observation, we saw Earth. We're not sure if our eyes are working. First steps are measurements. Do you have any measurements that we can verify?
Again, Gummy, why is he going for measurements when he hasn't even established whether someone's eyes are problematical or not?
Still with us, Gummy? Giving up?
No, I've just been mind blown. I think the Earth is flat.
So it's only been an hour, and we can cross off the first Glober of the day.
Yes, definitely.
Fantastic work.
I'm gonna go research gold now, though.
Okay, you research gold.
We have measurements of reciprocal zenith angles. Where's your measurements of Earth being flat?
What is reciprocal zenith angle?
Well, don't worry about
diverging.
that.
diverging
Where are your
verticals.
measurements about the Earth being flat, Kimo? I think you should
Yeah.
address the point rather than just immediately flip it to a
One down,
question.
JJ. Yeah. So, Moleman, what is reciprocal zenith angle? What is that?
No, you got to get the measurements for the flat Earth, Kimo, not ask another question. Do you understand that?
Yeah, you should present because you said you facts
Hold
the
on,
figures.
Driss. I'm just asking
and the
Moleman a
measurements.
question. But, Moleman, what is this reciprocal zenith angle you're talking about?
You can establish two auto levels or point them at each
Just
other.
see line for him. Go on.
Oh, hold on.
Up to
I'm
it,
just
yeah.
going to mute Driss. He's over talking it. Where is it?
No, you don't have to mute him.
All right, go on. Finish your point.
Yeah, you can measure that the plumb lines are not parallel. That's been measured.
No, the reciprocal
So where is
zenith
your?
angle. What is that?
You have vertical, right?
Okay.
And you on flat Earth you'd have two vertical. All the verticals would be parallel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and on a globe Earth, those all would be diverging from each other.
Okay.
And we've measured that diversion.
That's the reciprocal zenith angle.
Yeah.
The divergence.
Yeah, because it's not 180 degrees. It's more.
Ah, so who's done this then?
There's a few in McToon's website. You can check the measurements over there. I can link them to you if you want.
Me, yeah. Let's have a look.
Yep. Okay. Just a second.
The latest one was the main surveyor.
What was that, Blue?
The main surveyor did it very recently.
So we now know reciprocal zenith angle is the deviation from the plumb lines.
Two
Right.
plumb lines, not being vertical, not being parallel.
Not being
Molman,
parallel, yeah?
a quick question on that reciprocal angles thing. Why are you explaining it to Kimo when you asked him for information and he's now flipped the script and asked you questions?
I don't even know because I mean you can't get anything out of him. He says that he has the measurements and the
Well,
proofs
obviously he
and the
doesn't
numbers.
because he's not producing them.
Yeah.
No measurements of a flat Earth, so it can't be flat. He's already agreed through the experimentation that we've done that it can't be flat. And yet he somehow really wants to try and go down, well, it's not curved line. I don't understand where he's coming from, Molman. And I don't understand why letting him off the hook.
Okay, Driss,
Yeah,
we can get back to you now. What
that
was your
was
question?
Where's your measurements of the Earth being flat?
Hold on, just get back to Driss. Driss, what was your question?
I'm giving the floor to Molman because I was making a point to him, not to you, Kimo. If you actually listened to what people said rather than thinking about the next piece of worthless rhetoric to come out of your mouth, you'd realise that. Molman posed you a question before you even asked him one. Do you want to go and address it now?
Well, I did say to Molman that after Molman's question, we can get back to you.
Wasn't about me, Kimo. It was about Molman's question. I was making a point to Molman, not to you. Do you understand this?
That was before
Do I need to speak slower?
That was
Do
before
I
that.
need to speak slower?
If you would, because it was before that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I am saying the point you address is Molman's question, not mine.
I did say I would get back to you after
understand that?
Well, I did say I would get...
Exactly.
I did say I would get back to you after Molman's question.
Exactly, Kimo. So address Molman's point. Not interested in dialoguing with you because it's the same boring fucking rhetoric you've done every other day. So address Molman's point. Where are your measurements for flatness? Go.
So that was your question.
Yeah, that was my question.
That was Molman's question.
Yeah, but I did say I would get back to your point after Molman's
Fuck off, Kimo. Address Molman's question. That's
I
my
will
point.
get to Molman after we've addressed your point.
No, fuck off, Kimo.
Justice
Not interested. Address Molman's point. That is my point.
I will
get
to
we have the same point.
That was the
we have the
question
same point,
I
Kimo.
posed was why aren't you addressing Molman's point? Now, address Molman's point.
So your point was why aren't I addressing Molman's point?
Okay, I'm going to go on mute now. Address Molman's point. Not interested in talking to you, Kimo. Do you understand that?
Yes, but I did
Have I put it simple enough for your idiotic brain to understand? I do not want to talk to you. I was addressing Molman.
Excellent.
Molman had point. You dodged. Me pointing out Molman. You dodged point. You understand it?
I do now. Fantastic.
Okay,
good.
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 Well done.
So
Okay,
measurements of Earth being flat.
Sorry?
Yeah. Do you have measurements of Earth being flat?
The entire Earth, no. But what we do have are measurements to show that there is no curvature anywhere to be found on the Earth.
What's the measurement? Where is it? Yeah.
We're going to do the big reveal now.
Oh, good. Good.
So,
Predict a dodge.
this is big, mole man. This is massive. Woo!
So I didn't see your
So
measures. I
excited.
wasn't looking
The
at
video.
the texture.
I'm going to post it now. Hold your horses. This is big, everyone. Told you I've got the facts, the figures, the numbers, everything you need. And not.
I haven't heard a single number from you ever, but sure.
Warning. The video
Hold on.
you're
No,
about to
proved with Moyoc and Emerald yesterday that the Earth
Dress,
isn't
you're
flat.
interrupting.
I don't know why he's
I'm
going
talking
back. You're not speaking at the moment. You're looking up your information. Go and
No,
find it,
I'm
sweetie.
talking about the measurements.
But you just interrupted me. You weren't talking, and you decided to interrupt me again. So can you stop that, sweetie? Come
No,
on,
you
now.
were
Be
interrupting
nice.
what I was saying to Mole Man.
What were you saying to Mom, man? Go on.
That we have the measurements right here, Mole Man, and it
But
gives.
you're not presenting them, Kimo, and that's why I was talking, because you keep talking about what you're going to do rather than doing it.
Okay, got to stop interrupting. Said you didn't want to talk to me. Fine, not a problem. Made your case. You've made your statement. Trying to address Mole Man's point on where is the measurement for the Earth being flat. Now, warning. Okay, so I'm going to post the link. You're gonna absolutely love this. Oh man, absolutely love this. So this was uploaded just 11 hours ago. Proper brand new, super recently, super new. Now I can break it down for you. There's a road in Canada, measured flat on Wikipedia by surveyors, no curvature, 20 miles, completely flat. Now what the lads did, went down with a laser, check if they could see end to end. On a ball at certain heights on a ball, you wouldn't see what you got to see. Now these guys have gone out their way, extra way and all that kind of stuff to show Wikipedia measurements, Mole Man. Wikipedia says it's surveyed flat, absolutely flat, 100% flat. Now we need the ballers to debunk this and show us where the curvature in that road is. And the comments in it are just wonderful. It says, "This is awesome. Everyone in the world needs to see this. I really wonder what the globalists will say about this one. Just makes me chuckle when they attempt to debunk hard facts." So, we've got the hard facts, Mole Man. Oh, you've gone silent for a moment. Oh, you're watching, I suppose.
Oh,
But
I'm
What did
listening.
you
I'm
post?
listening to it.
What did you post? What did you give?
I've
Give us
just
a
posted the
timestamp.
hard facts, the solid hard facts.
We need a
right? We've got the facts,
timestamp.
the
What are you
figures, the
doing?
numbers. Right, it's all
This is a
over for you.
discussion. This is a discussion here.
I've just posted it.
Kimo, can I give my rebuttal?
Go on, let's hear it.
Go.
Okay, Ranty's picture.
What about Ranty's picture?
You can see that the mountain is too low for flat
Does it
Earth.
say in
I mean, you
Wikipedia?
said,
Does it say in Wikipedia that it's been surveyed flat? No. We have
oh
the
yeah,
facts.
it's not flat.
We
It's
have the
not flat.
figures. We have the numbers. We've got Wikipedia backing us up. That's saying that this road is flat. What are you going to do about it?
Flat. Kimo,
Hmm?
flat in reference to what? Yeah, what? What do they use for their standard?
Right, so the disclaimer at the beginning warns you guys to you could commit. It doesn't say like you're going to do anything bad, but it's like warning, Globers. What you're about to see will change reality and your reality, where you see the world and all that kind of stuff. So it's a brand new video, brand new upload. I said this morning we got something big. I wanted to wait for Jeremy, but
Taboo conspiracies are mongoloid.
You pushed me, Marman. You pushed me to get
Warning.
the information out there.
I pushed you into showing measurements, and the only measurements that you have is that the Earth is measured to be flat, and if it's surveyed to be flat, there's no elevation change compared to the geoid. So welcome to the globe.
Well, look, we've got a flat road.
It's
not over water, where you can say
Mic
it's
drop.
reflection and all that kind of nonsense. He's on a railway track. He's on a road. In the real world.
However, there is a problem with this already. I'm 3 minutes in, Kimo. Yeah.
Danger. Yeah, you're gonna need to watch it all because you gotta watch it all first because the guy in the beginning.
Jim is very
hold
good
on
at
a
this,
second.
Kimo. Let's hear the
But there is a
first
false
update.
premise in here.
Yes.
They're looking at this Saskatchewan highway on Wikipedia, and it says. So I've got to read this from the video. It says November the 9th, 1904 saw the arrival of the CPR rail line. Anyway, it was the longest piece of straight track worldwide.
Yes.
And still has the claim of being the longest straight track.
Yes, 20
And
miles.
He reads, Taboo Conspiracy reads that out and says, so it's surveyed to be flat.
Yes. Wikipedia.
Yeah, well, a straight
Not
track.
leveled ground, though, right?
Yeah, a straight track means it doesn't have any bends in it from left to
but
right.
what you got to watch the video, Jeff.
It doesn't mean it's flat in any way. It doesn't say that at all.
You're too early, Jem. You're too early. You got to watch what they do.
All right.
Yeah,
All
because
right. The other problem is, of course, the test was conducted by someone with a learning difficulty who's facing charges for child molestation, but we'll put that to one side. I guess that doesn't change the date.
He's also yet to
Wikipedia
reply
said it's
to
flat,
Bob's debunking of
we've
it.
got to test that and go out there with the lasers to see if we can. There should be obstruction between the two observers. There is zero obstruction, guys. It's
It's the same old.
It's massive, Jem. This
Same
is
old
massive.
flaw that all the other laser tests have had that you all ignore.
You haven't even watched it.
I'll keep watching.
You can't. You haven't even watched. You just. This is panic mode. This is now. You see?
Okay.
Oh yes.
Okay, but he's just said something that's patently untrue, and we're 3 minutes in.
Well,
no, I accept there might be some other thing. I don't know. But
in the beginning,
what he just said is not true, and that's not a good start, is it?
Well, let me explain. There was a baller who went to this road to prove the Earth is a ball or flat or something. So he took some oranges and sticks.
Yeah, I remember this one. He did it on his bike.
On his bike. That's
he
the guy.
rides like 30 miles or something, doesn't he? He basically does the Eratosthenes test.
Yeah, so you got to watch the videos. I think it's about 15 minutes or something. So you've got to see it all to see if they can see from one end to the other. On a ball, it's not pos.
All right. I'll watch it.
Okay. So let's bring Druss back now. But the idea is you guys are finished. Okay, we've got the figures, the facts, the numbers, and now we have Wikipedia.
You know, Kimo, it looks like on Google Earth there's an elevation change on that highway of about 50 feet.
Oh, where? Show us.
It's on Google Earth. Go look for it.
Ah, knew it. Just so story. Nice,
No,
just
you're
so
just telling
story
a
there,
story.
Blue.
Jim just pointed out to you that it doesn't.
You don't have
leap
any
the guy
facts,
took
figures, or numbers.
from straight to flat, and I'm sitting here looking at it on Google Earth and seeing a 50-foot change in elevation.
Well then,
that.
screenshot it. Give us a look.
I'm not going to screenshot it. You can look at it yourself.
Busted once again. So that should be
So
about
Nomad,
five
it sounds
ball
like you
earthers
didn't manage
toppled
to
down
produce
at
the
once with
facts,
that
the figures,
video.
and the measurements.
Topple. See, the flat Earth is a very powerful position to be in, you see, because we're able to make practical, physical measurements in the real world. And obviously, if we go out there in the real world with the lasers and stuff, we're able to show that there was no curvature whatsoever. So let's
exactly.
Exactly. So let's post this link again for the guys. Canada laser test. SE is going to love this. If we can get SE to go to this road and maybe obviously do something there, possibly with a the P1000s and stuff.
Have a P? What sort of P?
Kimo.
What?
So, Kimo, there was no measurements over there. There was just a laser. So where's the measurements?
Oh my god. Do you know how big the road is? It's been surveyed flat.
I don't.
You're in panic mode, Mole, man.
I mean,
panic mode.
Blue
Check the
just said-
Wikipedia.
No, Blue just said that there's an elevation change. So
oh
it's not
yeah,
flat.
where's his screenshot? Where's the screenshot?
Who's saying that it's surveyed flat?
Wikipedia.
What does the Wikipedia say word for word?
It's surveyed flat. Or surveyed.
Doesn't say that.
Oh. So what's the link to Wikipedia so I
They said
can
it's
go
the
and read it?
longest,
What's the name
straightest
of the
road in the world. Straight, no curve.
What? Straight? Yeah, no curving
curve,
left, right.
that's
Sure.
right.
So
No curve.
yeah. So elevation change there still is, but
Where's the elevation
it's
change?
not diverging left to
Prove
right.
it.
Well, Blue found it. I
Blue
mean, your
didn't find-
Wikipedia doesn't
didn't
say
find-
that it's
We didn't
flat.
find nothing.
Well, what's the name of the road so I can check the Wikipedia?
It's in the video, dude.
Yeah, but just tell me the
Saskatchewan
name of
Highway
the road.
33.
No. This is a
Saskatchewan,
brand new
okay.
upload, 11 hours
Saskatchewan
ago. This
Highway
is hot off the
33 is
press.
the name of it.
This is hot, brand new.
Okay, so I'm
Look
gonna
at the
go
comments.
and find Kimo's claim about them surveying it flat and that reading in Wikipedia. So I'm gonna be right back.
I'm bringing you the latest
Saskatchewan
news
Highway 33.
immediately. Okay? Now look at the comments. They are like, whoa, the earth is flat, dude. Thank you, Taboo Conspiracy. Thank you for giving me the information. You're crushing
It's
it,
the road
bro.
to nowhere, Kimo.
Well, that road is the straightest road in the world and no curvature.
Doesn't say that, Kimo.
And you can see from one end of the road to the other end. No drop. So if you can see 30 miles from one end, how do you explain your black swan? How can you see the horizon? Because you know it's water that's giving you the obstruction. See? It's
Because
not
it's
a
the road to
physical
nowhere,
obstruction.
Kimo.
So, how are you going to explain this, Ball Earthers? How are you going to get out of this one? There's no
It's
get
the
out,
road
right?
to nowhere, Kimo.
What?
It's the road to nowhere, Kimo.
That's right. The globe is on a road to nowhere with this observation. We're going to hear all the ad hoc responses, of course, about what, like Blue. Oh, elevation, but with no evidence of any elevation change. You see?
Well, are you looking at my
Exactly,
are you
Kimo.
looking at my screen, Kimo?
No, just post a screenshot of the elevation change.
I can't do a screenshot, Kimo.
Well, get someone to do it for you then.
Saskatchewan. Well, Saskatchewan 33. If you want to look at it, look at it.
We've
We
got
are,
we've got the facts and
elevation
figures.
1970 feet. Let's go down to the other end of the damn thing. Let's see where we can
The
go
wrong
to.
road,
Down here
Blue.
somewhere. 19.
You're not even in the right
Saskatchewan
place.
33. Yeah, I am. On the right one. When you said
You're all over the place.
2,036 feet. 1970 to 2036. Good God, yes. You get up on a fucking hill, yes, you are going to be able to see the laser.
Yeah, it's not a hill,
Jesus
it's the
Christ.
straightest road in the world.
Saskatchewan 33. See it right there, Kimo? SK 33. See it? You fucktard. Runs from Regina down here and dead ends into Highway 47.
Yeah, that's the
Got
wrong
it.
road. You're on the wrong road.
Saskatchewan 33?
Take a screenshot of the road. The elevation change.
Sort of, well,
I can't do two fucking elevations on a screenshot, dipshit.
Oh. Do something so you can prove it.
he just
All you
did.
got to do is look at the live stream or look at the look at my screen, Kimo.
Right,
Or you can pull it up yourself. All you do is search for Saskatchewan Highway 33. Get it.
I tried to look for the measured flatness on Wikipedia, but it wasn't there.
No, there's no flatness stated. It's just
Hold on,
straight,
Blue,
not
let's have a
flat.
look.
I mean, there's a lot of straight roads away in Finland too, but of course they have topography, because straight doesn't mean no topography.
Go on then, Blue. Let's have a look.
There you are.
Blue is streaming. Right?
Saskatchewan 33.
No,
There's an elevation
show
of
their
1900
road. First of all, you got to show their road.
1963.
No. Show their road,
There's
and then show it's the same
1963
road.
feet. 1963. That's a pretty straight piece of it right there. It goes down here. Let's see. Down to here somewhere.
You don't even know where you're looking, Blue. You're all over the place.
Anywhere in there.
Oh.
2,036 feet right there. Oh, the damn thing's running uphill.
Show the profile,
From
Blue.
northwest to
Profile.
southeast.
No.
Northwest
Show the
to
elevation
southeast.
profile.
I don't know.
don't need
There's
the
80
profile.
miles of this road, Kimo.
Blue,
He
you're
didn't
not
say what
showing the
part it was on.
profile. Show the profile.
You don't need the profile. If
Yes, you do.
both of the ends are not at the same
Show the
elevation, then
profile.
there's elevation
No,
change.
you're not showing
dummy.
the profile.
Here's one end of the of it, Kimo.
No, this is
2,050
nonsense, Blue.
feet.
You're not showing the profile.
2,050
Doesn't
feet.
count.
That's the southeast end of it. Let's go to the northwest end of it, up here near Regina. Northwest end of it. What elevation is that? 1,900 feet.
Show the profile.
150 feet. It goes uphill 150 fucking feet.
Well, show the profile of it then.
I don't know how to show the profile of it,
Well,
Kimo.
you're talking nonsense.
How do you do
It's
that?
not nonsense, Kimo.
Well,
It
you pull it
shows,
up and show me the profile.
Kimo, it shows that it's not flat. If there's
No,
an
you're not showing
elevation
the
change, then by
profile.
definition it's not flat.
It is
150
climbing
feet.
uphill. It's climbing uphill 150 fucking feet.
You haven't
Kimo.
demonstrated that, Blue.
You're a moron,
Just
Kimo.
did, you
Yeah.
dipshit.
We just all saw
just
it.
saw it
200,
live.
2,050 feet at one end
Busted.
of it, and the other end was 1,900 feet. What's 2,050 minus 1,900, Kimo?
Show the profile.
I don't know how to do that, Kimo. You'll have to do it.
Of course, you
okay?
know how to do it, Blue.
Oh, you're
I'm not-
funny,
I'm not-
dude.
Show that it's
I
going
don't use it
uphill,
all.
Blue, or downhill.
You know
I
what,
just
Blue?
did.
You should forward this video to Dr. Bob. He'd have a field day doing a part 3 saga with Taboo's conspiracy.
Jesus Christ, busted, Kimo.
You should do one too, Blue.
Well, if you're not going to show the
Busted.
profile, you haven't busted anything.
Oh, you're a
Busted.
You are. That
Kimo,
is so
Kimo, you
funny.
just said that it's been surveyed flat, and right now it's been shown that it's not flat.
But it's been surveyed.
That was epic.
Take the L when it belongs to you, Kimo.
Debunked in real time.
No
Yeah.
profile.
That's a
no
45 meter
been,
difference
been.
in height.
When he's
Kimo,
not
do
showing,
you
he's
have
not
elevation
showing the right
profile for
road,
the
is
black
he? How
swan?
do you know he's
Kimo?
showing the right way if he doesn't show the
Kimo.
profile?
Because
Kimo,
it
do you
says the
have
name of the
elevation
road.
profile? Do you have elevation profile for the Ranty picture or Black Swan?
Yes, we have the elevation for Rantis.
Oh, you
Zero
have
elevation.
the profile.
Yes, we have it on
Oh,
profile as
good.
well.
Do you have it also for the Black Swan?
Yes,
Oh, you do. Good. Post it.
it's on Nathan's channel.
Ah, but I can't go to Nathan's channel. I have to get it from you. I mean, why should I go and find your evidence for me?
We'll have to go on Nathan's today. Come on there today and we can
Oh.
ask him.
Oh, okay. Well, you can go to Google Earth and check the elevation profile for that road.
Don't know if it's the right road or not, do we?
Ah, okay. So we don't even know where this is taking place. So that's your evidence.
'Cause you're not
It
showing
might be one
You
of the
don't know
other
what-
100
You're not
roads
showing the
named
profile there.
Saskatchewan 33.
Yeah, Kimo, you're kind of stuck. You can't use your evidence now.
Well, we've got the straightest road in the world,
Ah,
Measured
but you don't know
flat.
what road it is. You just said.
measured flat, and we can see from
No,
one
it's not
end to the
measured
other
flat.
with no obstruction.
That was
Where's
a
the
live.
road?
That was a live L just then, Kima.
Yeah.
that
Where's
was
the
a
road, Kimo?
that was a live L.
Where's the what?
Where's the road? You said that you don't know which road it is.
I posted the video
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
but Blue.
And where do you think Blue
didn't
got the
mention
name
it.
from?
Yeah.
Where do you think Blue got the name from?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't show the profile, did he?
Yeah, and you haven't shown the profile for Black Swan, so that's
Yeah,
also
we did.
debunked.
It's on Nathan's channel.
Oh, and you can find the elevation profile for the road in Google Earth.
Well, go on then. Let's see that he did it then.
We
There.
need Ranty.
There's what's posted in the video you gave us, Kimo. Saskatchewan Highway 33.
Yeah. And there is, it's the flattest road,
There's
straightest road.
good-
Oh,
there-
it's not.
No
Straightest
obstruction
road, yeah.
between it.
But
There's
not
Google,
flattest.
there's Google Earth. There's Google Earth. Saskatchewan 33.
So you're saying
What do
Earth
you
is
mean I got the
okay,
wrong?
so Earth is a slope. Is what you're saying.
This is sloping. This is
That
running
road is a
uphill.
slope.
Yeah,
So they built the
That
road
road.
on a slope.
it's running uphill
I thought it was dead flat.
from
What-
northwest to southeast.
That's what I'm asking. You're saying like the Earth is a slope.
Oh, that road is a slope. That road is
Oh,
not
that's
the
oh,
entire
what it
Earth.
is, yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
it's a
be
45
retard
meter. That was epic, Kimo. That was not only is it not completely flat, but it drops 45 meters over. How long is that? 80 mile road.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
won't know
they
that
know.
unless you see the profile.
Well, we can read. See where that says ELEV. That's the elevation in the corner there.
But that's not the profile.
See
That's-
that middle
but
bit
that's
there? See that
elevation.
middle bit there, Blue? It went to what, 16? It went to 1960 something feet.
What you've
Like a
got
little bit
there,
further
you've
down.
got coordinates according to the
There you go.
globe.
18.
If you
Right
use
in
the
here, right in
elevation
here, the road
profile,
is
that's according to the flat
1896.
Earth.
There's 1902. It's all up and down. It's
Show
not
the
flat.
flat Earth model
1900.
in Google,
Look at
not
it.
the globe one.
1900,
epic.
1898, 1896.
Have you found it?
It goes up and down a lot like.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
you
few
haven't found
bumps
the
in there.
profile. Struggling to find
It's
the
funny
profile,
Then when you
Blue.
go down,
Kimo
when
has
you go
to.
down to the far end of it, you go down to the far end of it.
Oh,
Here's
Blue's
the other
struggling to
end,
find
yeah.
the profile. Can one of you guys help him?
Funny that Kimo
Yeah.
has to now defend that lasers follow
3,050
topography.
feet. No matter how we do it,
Let's see how we do that.
150.
I mean, the
feet
elevation profile is not going to
elevation.
help you, is it? I mean, that's going to hurt you.
Yeah, if you
Let's
can
see,
show
how
that
do I
it's
show the
sloping,
elevation
then
profile?
yeah.
I'm going to have a look. Elevation profile. So I'm just searching it now.
How do I show it?
I'll try and find it.
Yeah, I mean, Kimo, now you have to say that lasers follow topography.
Well, we need to know if there is an elevation drop.
Draw a path on the
There is
existing.
an elevation change.
Draw a path
It's
or open
right
an
here.
existing path, and then say click edit, show elevation profile. So
Huh?
you've got a selection. So try go edit at the top there, maybe next to file edit. Show elevation profile. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Oh, my
dear.
goodness. Oh, dear. Kimo.
Got it?
My goodness. There's your elevation
I guess-
profile, pal.
I get a screenshot of that. Well done.
You know, you suppose if you were up here somewhere shooting a laser down that direction, you might be able to see the fucking thing.
That was an epic fail for you, Kimo there.
Well, we're
Let me
not
just
sure if
get
that's
this
the actual road that Blue going.
All right. Well, you can take the data in this image I'm about to create for you. I'm going to call it. I'm going to just so you know, it's going to be called Kimo's L. So you can find it easily. Kimo's L. There we go. All right, Kimo. Fantastic. So, look to the debate chat box there, Kimo. Kimo's L. There you go. There's your elevation profile on your dead flat road.
No curvature between points.
Kind of
What
looks a
happened to
little
the
curved,
dead?
doesn't it?
What happened to the dead flat line though that you spoke about?
Yes, but we're saying there's no curvature between those 2 points. So if you
Ah,
take-
now there's no curvature. Ah, okay.
Well, if if you kind of average out the peaks and stuff through there and sketch in an average line through it, Kind of looks curved, doesn't it?
So that's 20 miles of no curvature.
I could swear that Kimo said that it's been surveyed as flat. So
Dead
no
flat.
element.
It is flat.
Dead flat.
It is flat.
Laser precision. Kimo is so funny. Do you see how much confidence the globe has to take whatever you say, real time, not afraid? Okay, I got to get my math guys on that bullshit, and debunk you in real time.
So you've debunked by showing curvature, is what you've done. Between those
Who
two
said that?
points.
Sounded like a Zan.
So if
Hey,
there's
Zan.
no
How you doing?
curvature, sheeple, what
good,
have
man.
you
How are you?
debunked? Those 2
I'm
points.
good.
Kimo just like losing again today. He had a bad day.
He posted a video before. Just up there it says Canadian laser test. Canada laser test proves the flat Earth is flat, claiming that it's a dead flat road highway. Used the laser and everything, and then the photo that Blue was able to produce by going on to Google Earth, finding the road, showing the elevation profile, taking a screenshot. Kimo's like, well, it doesn't prove curvature. Goes moving away from the last claim of it's dead flat.
Yeah,
flat
there
as
was no curvature between the two
Oh,
observers. That was the point.
He beat me to it. I was just on Google Earth trying to do that. I lost me power in the middle of it. But yeah, it's going uphill, Kimo.
But there's no curvature between the two for 20 miles on that Earth.
Yeah, but the test is bogus, isn't it? The road isn't flat.
The
He
road
said
isn't
it was
curved
surveyed-
either.
He said it was surveyed flat. That was a lie that he got by conflating a statement in Wikipedia. That I don't believe that he just made a mistake there. I think everyone knows what a straight road is, and they know that somebody saying a road is very straight is not any completely different thing to saying a road is surveyed to be dead flat.
Yeah, there's no curvature for 20
He lied.
miles.
3 minutes into his video, he lied, and that lie was fundamental to the result to assessing the results of this test.
Okay, you're skating past the main point.
You're skating past the main point. He lied.
About what?
He said this road was flat, and he said it was surveyed to be flat, and it isn't.
But is there curvature between the
And
two
I
observers?
I bet you £1 to a penny he got this elevation profile. I bet you he did. He probably did it when he showed the coordinates at the end, right near the end of the video. So he probably made the whole video. He thought, right, I'll check the elevation profile now. Oh shit. Oh well, I'll just leave that out.
Yeah, but there's
He
no
lied,
curvature
Kimo,
for 20
but
miles.
It's a
You're missing
lie. His video is a lie.
So there is curvature for 20 miles.
Oh yes.
But there's where? See the laser from one end to the other.
Well, of course we are. He's shooting down a hill or up a hill.
Yeah, so between that hill, there's no curvature on that road.
Well, how have you determined that?
Said you can fire the laser down.
Well, that doesn't mean there's no curvature.
What does it mean?
Dishonest is what it means.
It doesn't mean anything.
So
You
you
can't
fire,
really trust the roads in Canada
fire a
anyway.
laser down a
I mean,
hill.
you can't establish the Earth is curved with this test, if that's what you're hoping for.
Can't
But this
understand.
test
For
certainly
20
doesn't establish
miles.
that the Earth is flat. It establishes that Taboo Conspiracy is a liar that we knew, and that Mikey Smith is a bit of a dumb cunt, which we already knew. And you are gullible and have a massive confirmation bias, which we already knew. So
Yes, but we're talking about curvature. There was no curvature for 20 miles. How on earth do they build a horizontal plane for 20 miles? That's the point. That's what hasn't been debunked. That's why that road is very important.
well, sorry, Kimo. It's another day of disappointment for the flat earthers. You see, the problem is, if you weren't all such a bunch of bullshitters, you wouldn't keep putting each other in this position, would you?
Well, what is
You know,
the lie here?
the result of this is you'll be cross with me or for others or Blue for pointing out the errors here, not with Taboo Conspiracy for making you look like a twat.
But I'm not arguing
by
if it's on a
telling a
slope.
pack of lies in his video that you've then gone and gone, hey, look at this great evidence, and it's just a pack of lies.
But I'm not arguing over the slope. I'm saying in that slope of 20 miles, there is no curvature.
Well, how have you established that?
Got a laser from one end to the other. How would there's no obstruction between those 20
Down
miles?
a hill. So he's at the top of a hill, looking to the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't he be able to see the laser?
That's what I'm saying. In that
At what distance would he not be able to see the bottom of the hill?
That's what I'm saying. For 20 miles, looking down that hill, he has no obstruction. You agree with that?
Nobody's ever claimed there are no hills on the globe, Kimo. What are you on about?
Yes, but in that 20-mile road, on the ground.
Look, this is what is currently happening now is you are trying to preserve the remaining fragments of your ego by making some waffle, so this doesn't look like a hard Kimo got it completely wrong, thought Trump was a flat earther situation again. That is what's going on. So I don't, what's the point in engaging, Kimo? If I'm just doing it to preserve your ego. Your test is bogus. It's bogus because the person who did it lied to you, or the person who presented it. You should go and talk to the person who lied to you and tell them to stop lying.
I'm just trying not to skate past the point of the video. Those 2 points, there is no curvature. On that hill, as you call that slope, there is no obstruction. You said, why would there be?
Yeah, why would there be? He's looking down a hill.
That's what I'm saying. So he's looking down that hill, 20 miles, 20-mile hill, and there was no obstruction between him and the other observer.
Why should there be?
The earth is curved.
But he's on a hill. Not that we even need the hill. It just helps, but this test proves nothing, dude. These tests never prove anything.
Oh, we've got a straight for 20 miles with no obstruction.
No, but it isn't flat, is it? It isn't flat. You just said it was flat. Just had to tell the lie that it was flat to make it real. It wasn't actually flat. That's just a lie.
It's not a lie if there's no curvature in the road. Not curving, then what is it?
Does somebody else want to deal with him? Because I just can't be arsed.
That's the point, and that's why I say we have the facts, the figures, and the numbers, because all of those other things...
You've got a pack of lies. Just somebody lying.
This is
just
a distraction for the main point.
Say, look, it's flat here, when it's not.
Just a distraction from the point of there was no curvature on that road. Flat. Sloping flat.
It's quite funny. They're at 12.5-minute mark. They're shining it down the tracks or whatever, and the laser's running out of power. You can see it just diverging way out into the tracks. It's not even reaching the eye of the person. You can just see it further in the distance. It's literally running out of power. That's hilarious, Kimo.
I mean, I'm happy with that. If we're saying that
you failed on so many levels in this,
that 20
and you just think it's a win.
Has no curvature. I'm happy with.
No, it's a 20-mile road with elevation drop of 150 feet. Of course, it's going to be able to see. The laser is literally shining above the person looking at it.
Well, that's good.
Do you not see
I'm not
that,
arguing
Kimo?
with that. I'm still not arguing with that. That's fine. It could be sloping, but we agree that that road has no curvature. It's sloping, 20 miles.
Oh my god. You are just trying to hold on to this to not take the L.
I'm just trying to focus on not to deviate from the most important point.
Why would that matter? It's a man-made road anyway.
Two observers, 20 miles, there is no curvature. Completely flat and straight on a slope.
It's not flat. It's got elevation change of 150 feet. How is that flat? If I dropped you 150 feet, you wouldn't think you're on the same level plane where you started.
Yes, but there's no obstruction between the two observers, right?
Oh,
Why
have you
should
tested
there
the
be?
numbers?
There
Have
shouldn't
you
be,
tested
right?
the numbers
That's what
in
I'm
a curve
saying.
calculator, Kimo? Kimo, have you tested the numbers in a curve calculator?
No, hold on. As long as we
Gotcha.
agree,
No.
Sheeple agrees, Jem agrees that slope you should be able to see that far on that slope.
Yeah, it
That's
says
normal.
hidden. It says hidden 37 meters. The elevation change is 45 meters. So do you understand that?
Yeah, that's fine. So on that
No,
on
he
that
doesn't.
straight
There
road,
we go then.
He
20
doesn't.
miles, there's no curvature.
There is.
No, there is curvature over 20 miles. But he's elevated.
So there is now curvature. So Jem and Sheeple
That's the
say,
embarrassed laugh that we get from you, Kimo.
because now we're getting to the meat and bones, aren't we? The meat in their
Yeah,
veg.
you're a fucking idiot.
So now, Jem said and Sheeple said, there's nothing wrong with that being... Of course you're supposed to be able to see that for 20 miles of sloped flat, because there's no curvature between the 2 points.
There is curvature between those 2
There
You
points.
is
just heard Jem and
curvature,
Sheeple
and
say there is no
elevated.
curvature, it's flat, but on a
Of course
slope.
there's curvature
No, I
over
never
20
said there was
miles,
no
you fucking
curvature.
knob.
Never said any such
Oh,
thing.
now you want to change...
No, I'm not changing anything. At no point did I say there was no curvature.
So between the
can't
2
believe you're lying,
observers,
Jem.
is there curvature?
Yes,
Where?
they're on a spherical Earth. There's curvature everywhere.
Ah,
Or
now you want to... Now you just realised it.
There's no need to even ask that question. Everywhere anyone is, there's curvature.
You've just realised what you were
Kimo.
saying. Both of
Between
you.
any
Kimo,
2 points, there's
Kimo.
curvature. It's always curvature everywhere. Go
You
ahead.
see?
Sorry.
You've just
Kimo,
realised
do you know where?
those guys have
where
just
you-
saved you two here because you're not supposed to say it's you
No one
can see
said
for
that
20
there is
Why
no
miles
aren't
down a
curvature.
you
slope.
bothered that he lied and this is down a hill?
Okay,
Kimo,
down a hill.
where-
I'm not
where the-
arguing that. So it's down a hill, 20 miles, no obstruction.
Right. So what would prevent someone from seeing something down a hill?
Nothing. I'm saying there's no obstruction.
Right.
So there's no... Exactly. I agree with
So
you.
it proves nothing.
It just shows there was
Oh,
no
but it's possible
curvature,
on a
no
globe.
obstruction for
No,
20
it doesn't
miles.
show that at all.
You just said it. Of course you can see it.
Yeah, because even though there's Earth
They're on a
curve,
hill,
it's
you
taken
said. They're
from
on a
higher
hill.
elevation.
They're on a slope,
So of course
which is
you can see
fine.
it.
I don't mind about the slope, but there's between the 2 observers, there is no obstruction on that slope. And everyone agrees
Yeah,
there
because
is no
it's-
curvature on
because
that
it's
road
from
for
higher
20
elevation.
miles.
No,
No one said that there's
nobody's
no
agreeing.
Jem
there's
said
no
that,
curvature.
Sheeple said that, and now you guys
Stop
are...
I didn't.
say that. You're putting
Stop
words in their
lying,
mouth.
Kimo. I did not say there was no curvature. I never said that.
Nobody said there was no curvature, except you, Kimo.
but hold on. The reason, Jem, you said that they can see the laser is because they're on a slope.
Well, I am saying that, but
Yeah.
I don't think the slope. Hang on, I don't think the slope is even necessary. I think if this was actually flat, I think they'd still see it at this distance.
But hold on,
But
you're
the
changing your
reason's about
story
like
now.
before, because when you shine one of these lasers, the beam spreads out into a great big cone, and when you're 20 miles away, you don't know which bit of the great big cone you're seeing.
I'm getting conflating stories now. First of all, you said you could see it. Now you're saying you can't see it. I mean, what? It's ridiculous now.
No.
That's not true. I never said you can't see it. I haven't just said you can't see it. Never said that. That's
No,
another
you
thing
didn't.
you've made up. This is ridiculous.
No. I'm saying that first you're saying it's straight, it's flat, no curvature, it's on a slope. That's, of course, you can see it. That's why you can see it. Now they're saying
Nobody
there is
said there was
curvature.
no curvature. Stop lying, Kimo.
Yeah, I never said there was no curvature. I think we can see this either because they're on a slope or because the beam is spread out, and probably a combination of the two. I don't think these tests ever prove anything. I've pointed this out to you many times. Even flat earthers agree with me on this, as per Jeren and his test, which negates my objections. Flat earthers should be doing a test that negates the objections that have been made for years now, many, many times. And they're just ignoring them so that they can fool themselves and fool you.
All I'm saying
You're supposed to care about truth. It's supposed to bother you that people lie. This is a person lying, saying a Wikipedia entry says something that it doesn't say. That should bother you, Kimo. Why doesn't it?
None of that bothers me. All I'm interested
Why?
in is
Why though? Why?
because that's
Why
someone's
does it not
that's
bother you
someone's
that he read out a Wikipedia entry and deliberately said it had a meaning that it didn't have?
Who cares about the person? I'm interested in the video.
Well,
what it shows.
But that's the basic premise of his video.
I don't care about him. I don't even know what he's doing. I don't care about what he says, what he does. I'm not bothered about that. All I'm
You need it to be flat. You need it to be flat for the test to be valid. It's not valid if you're looking up or down a hill, is it?
That's what I'm asking you. So it's only because they're on a slope is why they can see it, is what you're saying.
Why do you think he's bothered, Jem, considering he just tried to straw man you 4 times in a row
That's
on,
unbelievable.
saying, adding that there's no curve thing in?
But all this is, what this is ego. This is what I'm arguing. It is just Kimo's ego. Just came in here all guns blazing, and now can't admit that he's actually got, dud ammunition and a shit gun.
The main point of it is there was no obstruction.
It's got a bent barrel that shoots him in the face every time he pulls the trigger.
All I'm saying is that we all agree that there's no obstruction between the two observers, and the only reason why he can see it is because he's on a slope. That's what you're saying.
No, I think there's 2 reasons. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. I don't know specifically what the reason is. But if the road had been flat, I would have said the reason is because the cone of the laser is spreading out. That is true. We know that is true. That laser beam is definitely spreading out. And we know that he's either looking up or down a hill. So
okay, so I'm not arguing
used
that.
Your shitty test. I'm very welcome to Conspiracy Cats who's joined us.
Still not arguing any of that. I'm just interested in that there was no obstruction between the two observers.
Right, well, you
20 miles.
expect it to be.
Okay. But there's still no obstruction. That's all we know, yes?
But by saying there's no obstruction doesn't mean he's saying there's no curvature. That's not the same thing.
There's no obstruction, Kimo, between the top of Mount Everest and the bottom of Mount Everest. You can look all the way down it.
Well, for 20 miles?
You probably can. For considerably more than 20 miles.
What, you can see to the bottom? How many miles is Everest?
God knows.
Did they ever tell us what laser they used? I noticed you never see the setup or anything.
Have you looked at the description?
Yeah, funny that.
The
description's got bugger all in it.
Try reading it.
Laser use burning laser. No, what I said was seeing the setup. They claim it was 5 feet, all the rest of it. It's weird. They don't show any of that.
But Cheaple, is that Kimo relying on documentation? And I thought documentation wasn't good enough considering he rejects every fucking experiment we throw at him. So why does he now expect us to accept documentation? It's another example of this double standard methodology.
20 miles. So Mr. Sensible was 23 miles above the Earth. What mountain is that high?
Okay.
3
watt lake.
It's 23 miles tall.
Olympus Mons.
I believe what Jim was referring to was distance, not height.
Yeah, looking down the mountain for 20 miles.
Hang on a minute. This test is supposedly showing a laser over 20 miles. I've just looked up the stats of that laser.
Yeah.
Laser beam distance, 18.64 miles.
It's the same thing I saw. And that's why you see it literally dying around the 12.5-minute mark.
Cannot project the light. It can't project the light as far as you're stating it is. They're saying 20 miles. The manufacturer's saying 18 and a half.
18 and a half miles. They went more than 20 miles. So what do you suppose happened?
Like I told you before, you can literally see the laser running out of power before it reaches the eye.
How can you see it running out at 20 miles? It only goes 18.
Well, because I watched the video.
But it can only go 18 and a half miles,
No, Kimo. These are answers you should be giving us.
No, but that's what I'm saying to
Sheeple.
Sheeple.
You've come in here shouting and screaming and going, "Oh, hot off the press, latest evidence, blah blah blah," and the video shot itself in the foot.
Well, you see further than what you stated. and there's no obstruction between the two observers. So who's got it incorrect?
Oh, who do you think?
Well, we can see further than the 18.5 miles that you stated. We see the light further. So you're not correct on that.
No,
and
we
there
don't.
is no obstruction between the two
This
observers.
is what I'm stating. This is what the manufacturer of the laser
Yeah, that's
is
what you
stating.
said. Yeah, you can say it 1,000 times, but we still see the light further.
No, it's not what I'm saying. It's what they're saying.
Well,
I'm just
your
clicking
information
reference
is
in
wrong.
the video description.
Your information is
using
wrong.
an
So now the manufacturer of the laser is...
I'm saying you either read it wrong, your information's wrong, whatever you're doing is wrong, because we see further than that.
Laser beam distance 18.64 miles. That's off the manufacturer's website.
But we saw it at 20 miles.
Is the fact that he's just using an instrument incorrectly outside its level of tolerance. So that's the problem, which means the stuff you're getting from it, you don't know how it's performing because it's outside what the manufacturer said you could do, and the manufacturer's only tested up to those specifications. Is that simple enough for you, Kimo, again?
Yeah.
I know you're having problems with
That
words
is simple
today.
enough for me, yeah. But farmers, you said 18.5, but we see it at a lot further. So obviously somebody's got it wrong somewhere.
No, all you're seeing is light.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't prove anything.
How do you see it that far?
This is why we've always said that lasers are not a good idea, because all that lasers are is a more coherent form of light. But light refracts, light bends, light bounces off things. Lasers are a fucking useless way of trying to prove anything at distance, because the light from the laser spreads out. So he probably can see a bit of the light from the laser, but which bit? Who knows? That's the problem. That's why you don't use lasers.
You mean like one of those Batman signals spreads out?
No, fuck's sake. How fucking childish are you?
That's what I'm trying to
Batman
imagine what you're
signals.
saying. You're talking about the light spreads out. So what?
Yeah, exactly. So what? So when it leaves the laser, how small is that point of light?
Yeah, but you can still see the light though. It should be blocked by the curvature.
Oh my goodness.
Why? It's just absolutely bizarre, isn't it? A car in the distance at night, you can't see the car, but you can see the light that's coming up over the hill it's behind. That's the whole fucking point. Light spreads out. Just because you can see it doesn't mean to say you're actually looking at the point source of the light.
Yeah, it does.
That's
Kimo, I don't think you watched the video. That's farmers. I think he didn't even watch the video. That's the problem.
Well, of course he didn't. He just sees something from Taboo Conspiracy, who he obviously thinks is a wonderful source of information, when he's completely the opposite. And he's coming here, you know, all guns blazing. Well, we heard him. Oh, look, hot off the press, breaking news, flat Earth proof, blah blah blah. And the first mistake he made was conflating straight road with flat. Yes, it's a straight road. It's not flat. It's not even on flat ground.
Flat, straight road, he said, and then the elevation change.
Flat, straight road, yes.
150 feet.
Yeah, that's not very flat.
Did you see the elevation profile? I labeled the picture Kimo's L, you know, so he can reference it. But anyway, Conspiracy Cats, hello.
Hey, how are we doing? You all right?
Yeah, good.
Oh, I didn't see you in there.
Any update from your email? Anyone come forth with the trig to, you know, debate the Ranty and your observation with Ruhif?
Yeah, Brian's Logic debated him last night on the Conspiracy Cats channel. Actually, he come up and give his opinion.
Oh, I should have said competent. Sorry about that. It was epic. It's been sending Flat Earth into a tailspin ever since.
Well, Nathan Oakley's losing the plot completely, isn't he? It's just one video after the next, and then he's taking little clippets of other videos to put it out there and make more video. He's just constantly talking about it, isn't it? I think it's put him into some sort of meltdown.
Yeah.
I think it's brought life back into the discussion, actually. Flat Earth was getting boring, you guys said.
Well, you know, it's the Flat Earthers that make it lively, right? So
well,
maybe
lively now,
we're
right?
calling you boring.
You've got something to talk about.
You've got something to deny. Same old, same old. Now, if only you'd move on to those lunar eclipses.
How you doing, Cypher?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah.
They're not that far into it. They've still got to work out the shape of the Earth first before they get started on the sky.
I hear a sheeple too, I think, right?
It is I.
Hey, I've just been listening quietly.
Guess today is a continuation of the flat Earth.
It's great.
losing
Yeah, every
streak.
day.
Yeah. One more day of flat Earth losing. It's a shame. Shame. No Nobel Prizes for anyone there yet.
Well, here's the thing. I saw Kimo post up the taboo conspiracy video earlier, and I was just like, "Are you serious, Kimo? Like, this is the guy that got catfished seriously, and thought FE Viper 16 was someone out that he wasn't." And yeah, that was just hilarious. So, yeah, there's that.
We shouldn't trust the roads in Canada anyway.
What's
We have,
interesting
like,
about
giant
those two
mountains.
videos is that with Ranted and Taboo, there's still no curvature in either video.
Yes, there is.
So that's what's interesting.
Kimo, you're desperate. Just grasping at straws.
I am desperate for curvature. If the Earth's the ball, you should have measurable curvature. Where is it?
You can see the effect of curvature
Mate,
in the photo
look,
that Ranty's presented.
Oh,
I warned you
effect
months ago,
of
Kimo, that it was
curvature.
time to find a new scam, and you didn't listen to me, and now here you are. So, yeah.
Have you got my £2,000 cipher?
Kimo, hold on, Kimo. When you ask for curvature, do you actually mean it, or do you mean the effect of curvature?
Not the effect of curvature.
Okay, so you actually want to see physical curvature.
Want to see a physical measurement of curvature.
Oh, no, he wants a measurement. He doesn't
Can't
just want
get a
curvature.
physical measurement of curvature.
Sorry?
But just yesterday, you said that measurements weren't science.
Yeah.
And that they didn't count.
It's not science.
Isn't it?
The
I
measurements.
thought that's an intrinsic part of science, was measuring things.
So you actually mean like the curvature that you see on a tennis ball or a cricket ball or a soccer ball. You want to see that type of curvature.
No. So you would just build a device called Force the Line. And you would see practically if the Earth is curving. Because right now you can't locate your physical geometric horizon. And the Force the Line would locate your geometric or physical horizon. And then the drop from there.
What sort of device is that?
Don't have any devices that tell you if the Earth is dropping at any given point from anywhere.
Theodolite.
The other light works in the same way. When you look through it, things drop down in the distance due to atmospheric lensing.
Yes, no, that's the effect of curving, Kimo.
Oh, funny you mentioned that. Have you got your experiment for measuring the atmospheric lensing yet? And manipulating it?
We'll get back to you where, Sam. But talking about a physical measurement, Andrea, we don't have that. We have like people looking out in the distance and saying that looks like things are curving.
So the only way that you'd actually get a physical measurement is with a tangent line.
We can't draw a
And
tangent
you're-
line to the horizon. There is no
Yes, I
physical
know, you're-
horizon to draw one to.
But you're standing on a horizon. Why not just put it where you are?
Yeah, there's no drop around me anywhere.
There is. All the way around you, there is drop. That is how the horizon works.
Well, I mean, if you say that, we're just looking for a measurement, Andrea. Practical.
Yeah, I know.
Like I say, both Ranty's image and Taboo, there's no curvature present. Why, when I said to Jem, they can see each other because of the slope. Yes, that's normal. So there is no curvature in that video. Or in Ranty's video.
I didn't say that.
You're
Look, let
lying
me make
again.
this very clear, Kimo. I did not say there is no curvature in that video. I didn't say anything even remotely close to that. I didn't say anything that you might mistake for meaning that. And I have repeatedly said I did not say that. So if I hear you repeat again that I said that, I'm going to be really, really pissed off.
Right, so let's clear it up.
Do I make myself fucking clear?
No, because I'm saying...
Fucking clear. Not just clear, fucking clear.
No, because I'm saying between the two observers, you're saying you can see each other. That's normal.
Yes, that does not mean there is no curvature.
So
You
it
have
means
no right to say that I said that because I did not say that.
Okay.
That's some stupid conclusion that you are drawing because a man at the top of a hill can see a man at the bottom of a hill.
Right, and between those two observers, there is no curvature. Yes, it's a slope.
That's not what he's saying.
That's what I'm asking him. I'm asking, is that...
Well,
just
you're
a
asking me about two different things. Now you're trying to conflate elevation with curvature.
No.
They're not the same thing.
No,
Yes,
I'm not
yes,
asking that. Listen to what I'm saying carefully. Got the observer top of the
I
hill, as you
did.
put it.
I saw the little trick. It won't work.
So let's listen. Observe at the top of the hill, you're saying. Observe at the bottom of the hill, you're saying. And I'm asking you, between those two observers, is there curvature? Is there obstruction between those two? They can see each other, but is there curvature between those two observers? That's the question.
You don't have to have obstruction to have curve.
I didn't say that. I said, is there, between the two observers...
Again, there is curvature everywhere. There is never any point in asking this question. Any 2 points on Earth, any 1 point on Earth, wherever you are, there is curvature.
Okay, so how then? So if there was curvature on between those...
How can he see it? Because he's looking from the bottom of it, from the top of a hill to a bottom of a hill, and
Right.
because the beam of the laser at 20 miles will be enormous.
They're not arguing that. The
Tens of feet across. There's
So
no
you went back
reason
to
why
what
you
I
wouldn't
said.
be able to see it.
Top of the hill, bottom of the hill. There's no curvature between...
5:06 a.m. I posted a thing of you can see the curve of your laser point. I zoomed out and put it down so you're looking at it across the Earth.
Okay, let's try and ask a different way. When he saw the light, did it go over curvature and down to him, or did it go straight towards him?
I can't be asked to argue it.
That's what I mean. So
No, it's rather pointless.
It's a man looking
that's how
down a
Ke-
fucking hill, you idiot.
So
and that's how
see a man
Kimo
at the
thinks
bottom
in
of a
his
hill.
mind.
Why wouldn't he be able to?
That's what I'm asking. There was no curve between those two observers. It's a straight line. Sloping, but a straight line. So like I've said, I'm not saying that Jem's saying that, but we can see that between the two observers, there's no curvature. I mean, you guys say there is curvature everywhere, but in that video, 20 miles, there's no curvature. There's only slope.
No, there's curve.
Where?
As Jem has just said, there is curve everywhere.
Yeah, but in that video, where is the curve?
There's the curve is everywhere, so it's there. You proved to us that it isn't. Go on. You're saying there's no curve. Demonstrate there's no curve.
You can see the laser.
So what? That doesn't mean jack.
So between the two observers, there's a straight line.
Fuck. I can see why Jem can't be asked. It's just a waste of fucking time.
Because it's a killer. There's
No
curvature anywhere.
No, there's fucking curvature there. Oh, fuck's sake.
If there was curvature, how can you see the light?
We've already told you that as well, but you just won't fucking accept it. You won't listen.
Let's move on then. Back to
Well,
Ranty's
let's move on because you haven't got.
Let's talk about how
you're
successful
fucking
Brian
clueless.
was last night when Ranty failed to answer
Oh,
any
so
of
change
Brian's
your fucking
questions concerning did he
Actually,
use the...
hold on, Kimo. Is Conspiracy Cats here? Conspiracy Cats, are you around?
Oh, yeah, we can have a word with Cat.
Yeah, I'm just working away in the background, but I am here.
How's your thingy going for your YouTube channel? Your what's the name? Oh, bugger! That thing that you do, that you speak in. Oh my God. Right,
You know that thing that you do.
podcast. How's your thing? Because you're getting an award or something, aren't you? How's that going?
Oh, do you mean the podcast to do with Ranty?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because I started another one with steaming cup of reason, but that's like an educational one just for teachers. No, we're not. We've entered a competition that pits podcasts together from the same genre, but I've no idea how we'll do on that. Fingers crossed, but it's fun. It's been fun. We met some decent people.
Okay, so when's the results come out?
What, the competition?
Yeah.
Oh God, Ranty's handled all that. I would imagine weeks away. To be honest, all I know is we've chucked an entry in, and Ranty's edited together a highlight podcast and sent it in, and that's all I know. Until I hear back from Ranty when he hears from them, I'd just forgotten all about it, to be honest.
The best of luck.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you, Kimo.
Hey, Kat, how's it going?